Okay, so for the Sgraffito lessons, here you see I have my sketch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put tracing paper over it, and I'm going to trace my drawing. And I want to trace this circle in there. It can be a little scratchy, that's fine. Obviously I have a scratchy style here, so I'm okay with that. Erase what I need to. No, you don't want to slip it around, so maybe tape it down to your paper. Would be a good thing too if your paper's not as big as mine or smaller than mine or bigger than mine. Can't really tape it to it. Give that extra little bit there. So. So this is me tracing it, you see, and I'm trying to keep as many of my crazy lines as I can because I really want to pick that up in my works. I can add some anyways I am here. These are cattails. This is my bird. Don't move. More cattails. See, I'm keeping an odd number of things and divisible by 3. Just because that's what I want. Okay, I should have waited to do that one, but that's okay. I'm going to do this bird up here now. I already do these kind of trees, these kind of creepy, scary trees, actually, from doing studies of J.R.R. Tolkien. He did designs for The Hobbit when he wrote it, and Lord of the Rings, and his pictures in there, he has these very creepy looking trees. His lines are more smooth, so mine's like if Tolkien met Kathy Kollwitz. Okay, so here goes me putting on my stencil. I'm gonna try to get it as center as I possibly can on here. So I'm just going to press down lightly with this pencil where I'm not there, but to correct that. Not perfect, and that's okay. I don't want it to be. Handmade project, not a thrown object, not something metal. This is handmade. Add a little more where I feel like I need it. You can use the point of the pencil so that I'm not using a very flat end of it, making these lines a little thicker than they need to be. But I'll be wary of that when I'm carving. So. And I don't have to color in the whole part. I can just do the part that's the outline. So because I know I need to carve in between. Whatever those are. All right, so I have that down. Pull it off, and I have all of my design there on the work. So that makes the next steps fairly easy. When I'm going to use black for this one. Now, as you see, it doesn't go in your indentions if you keep it thin and light. This actually probably needs a little watering down. Kind of keep moving it around until it dries, so I can get a good even, hopefully even coat without many lines in it. Okay, so I now have 3 layers of underglaze on, which is how many layers you have to use so that you have a nice solid coat going on. You can kind of still see some of my marks. That's okay. That will, I can deal with that later, or I can just deal with it, it's fine. So I'm gonna just use my tool here. This is a tool y'all will be using for Sgraffito. I'm just kind of scratching down into the clay. I'm not going very deep. I'm not even really putting pressure. I'm just dragging it across the clay. And that's pulling up some of the clay. And I can go ahead and do the outline first. That way I can come back and do the inside. So that was a bump area, so I have to be careful right there. See, I'm doing this very hesitantly, doing it very slowly, going back over areas where I need it to disconnect. So I want this to be a little thicker, so I'm going to pull it out here, which is a personal thing. And this is, you know, this is it. This is, you're scratching out your design now. And you're taking those lines out. If I want to do a little bit thicker spot, I can just kind of smooth it with that end. Smooth it with that side. Continue to collect it out, because if it mixes with the clay as it has there, you see it will make that, it'll still be black in those spots. So I gotta make sure I get those out. I can leave some of the black spots if I want to add a little texture to the tree or something. I might do that. My design was really heavy in line work anyway. It was designed to look kind of scratchy. So if I want to continue that, I can, by just kind of scratching the clay out and not in certain areas and leaving it in a little bit of areas. So if I can just do like, and kind of pull that back. So that'll kind of leave a little bit of that dark in there. And that's because that it's mixed in with the clay a little bit now, because it's a tiny bit too wet to be doing this. But that's all right. But see, it's leaving some of that black texture on the inside, which is just fine. I'm gonna scratch up here. I'm gonna go in here. So this is really all Sgraffito is. Not hard at all. Just takes a few different steps. Like I said, I don't have to take every bit of that out of that black out if I don't want to. Take a decent amount out of it. but it will give that tree look, give it more of a tree look, keep that texture in there. So I have my little calla lily here, so I'm just gonna scratch into that. Remember, I kind of want some of my lines to show. And if you'll have little pieces that flip up, that's okay, just move them out of the side. I want to add some more little can. I'm going to put one right here. A little bit of layering going on there, kind of. I'm going to pull this out again. So I can also just give it a little more grass. I have a bird up here, so I'm gonna go ahead and remember, I'm just kind of scratching into mine. I'm not really doing it and not trying to keep it as like as pure as I could, probably, because I want that texture, I want those lines to show. I have another one here, so I'm just gonna kind of that feather. So there's my little bird. So see, I'm just kind of keeping going there, scratching it out until it's all kind of gone.